Good evening, ni hao, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Nameless Pen Show. My name is Timo, and I know the light is bad, and it's a bit louder today than usual. I don't care, I want to do this review. I want to ink up the pen I've bought. I want to ink it up desperately, and I want to share that moment with you. Actually, the first writing with a new pen, I want to share that with you. Inking it up won't be so spectacular. Okay, I've done something some of you might consider stupid, some of you might consider brave. I myself, I think this is typically me. I do something, it turns out fantastic and great, and a while later everybody wants to do it. Okay, what did I do? I bought a fountain pen for $115 plus $10 P&P plus tax, which adds up to $150 for one single fountain pen. Okay, now you might say $150, it's not so bad. You can get some really great pens for $150. You could get, for example, a Twisby micarta. The micarta 2 is really beautiful. Or you could get a Pelikan M200 or two Pelikan M200 or a Twisby 580 and a Pelikan 200, or even, I think, I'm not quite sure, but I think you can get for this kind of money a Vanishing Point from Richard Binder even. Those pens are excellent. They have a great reputation. So for 150, what's wrong with me today? For $150, you can get some fantastic pens that you know are excellent, that will bring you joy and will serve you for a very long time. And what did I get? I got this. You have no idea what it is. It's all black. There's no logo or anything. Could be anything. Maybe something from Italy. Well, maybe not for $150, but well, what could I have bought? I mean, you know, I have several Pelikan pens, for example. Maybe another one. Hey, there's a white cloth. Fantastic! It looks like a polishing cloth. Never seen that with any other Pelikan. Maybe it's not a Pelikan. Maybe it's something different altogether. Let's see what's under the cloth. Under the cloth, there's something that looks like an armchair of an old armrest of an old chair. I don't know. It is, oh, yay! But it's meant to be like that. Weird. Okay, inside the box, inside the cloth, there is another box. It is lacquered, it is highly reflective. You can see me in there now, whatever. And you can see that my wife ordered stuff again on the internet. But, well, I order pens, she orders shoes and stuff. Who am I to judge? There is a funky fabric on top of the box, and it looks like, I said before, like an old chair or an old ugly gobelin or something. I don't care. I want to know what's inside. I don't care much about the package. So let's open this up. And what do we find? We find, well, I'm gonna make it a little bit more of a secret. There are 3 pens, and maybe you know one of them, this one. I don't think you know the other 2 pens, but this one you know. This is a Hero window pane something, never mind. The other pen is a Uranus that looks a lot smaller than I expected it to be, which is unfortunate for me, but good for my wife. Okay, and the pen I'm going to talk about is this, and it is a, as you can read now, I hope, maybe, it is a Duke pen. So, who would buy a Duke pen? If you have $150 and you could get all those great, fantastic, reliable pens, who would get a Duke pen? Oh, that might have been a bit loud. Who would get a Duke pen? Well, of course, me. Why? Because I'm a sucker for Chinese pens, and I already have four Duke pens. 2 of them are very good, and 2 are freaking fantastic. Really, really, really great. So I thought, if an ordinary Duke pen costs about 15 euros, what can they do with 100 euros? And it seems that the first thing they do is spend 10 euros on this thing, which is kind of pointless, but whatever. Some people may like to store that on the desk. I don't. And they do have this pen does have a 14 karat gold nib, and I'm a bit disappointed because the nib says 14K. It does not say 580 instead of 585, what it usually says. And well, okay, this is the pen. This is $150 of Duke pen. The blue lines you can see now are not reflections. Those are in the pen, a part of it at least. There's no blue lines in the cap. I'm gonna show that on the other cam. That's gonna work a lot better. Okay, what do we have? We have a pen that has a weight of, let me check, 40.7 grams. Have heavier pens like the Faber-Castell Emotion, for example. I have lighter pens like a Safari, for example. I do have a Safari here for size comparison, because most of you know how big a Lamy Safari is, and actually the Duke is kept a little bit longer than the Lamy Safari. Okay, most of the pen I'm going to show you on the other camera, because this one is not very good with close-ups. What can I say about this pen? It is not polished as much as I thought it would be, but that's okay. The blue lines would look like lasers if they were straight, but they're it's an interesting design. The cap is a screw on off cap, and it takes 1.5 turns to get it off or on. And the nib looks not like a typical Duke nib. It looks a bit like a German nib, with white and yellow gold. I'm going to show you on the other camera. Altogether, I think this pen does it post? It posts securely, but well, this being a screw-on cap, I wouldn't post it if I didn't have to, and it's definitely long enough. There's no need to post this pen unless you have really large hands. Let's make a uncapped size comparison between the Duke and the Safari. And that's a bit weird, because the Safari is now longer suddenly, not by much, but maybe 0.5 centimeter. Which means the cap is long, very long. I think the nib, let's see. Okay, the nib goes till there maybe, and there's still 2 centimeters of cap that are, well, the cap could be one centimeter shorter, and there would still be no difference in functionality. Okay, I think that's it. Duke, been at the Duke company a couple of weeks ago in Germany, because this was it was a German brand. It used to be Duke Lux, Germany, near Villingen-Schwenningen, about an hour drive away from here, and I wanted to go there anyway. I mean, to Villingen-Schwenningen with my wife, and so I visited the company, the factory, whatever. There's nothing there. It's nothing. I think everything's happening in China. they had this Duke Lux Germany to make it a GmbH limited German limited company, because it looks good, it sounds good, and that's it. I think everything else happens in China. Okay, nothing else to say. Let's ink it up and do a, yeah, let's see how it performs. Oh, stop. Converter. No, we can do that when inking. See you in a second. Oh, the bad light is really unfortunate. I've ordered a video light finally, but it's not there yet. Anyway, let me try to show you some details of the pen. Although you won't be able to see the colors. Okay, this is the clip, the nice and springy clip. It has the Duke logo here, which I don't fancy much. Well, let's try with the, yeah, you can see the nice blue lines on the top of the cap and a highly reflective metal bit there. This is working better than I thought it would. This is the Duke logo, the crown. This is the part I really like, because this Duke logo and the rings and the letters and stuff here, this is metal somehow, and it is on the cap or in the cap. You can feel the metal. I mean, well, you know what I mean. This feels very nice. I have no idea how they do that, but it feels really, really good. It looks really good. The blue stripes are there on the barrel again. They have something of a laser, although they are not straight. Yeah, that's really nice, I think. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. This is really good looking. But as you can see, the barrel is not polished perfectly. I think I can do the rest of the polishing with my Dremel, maybe. This is a bit of a letdown. I expected it to be perfectly polished. Alright, I already said that it is a cartridge converter pen, and the converter is, oh, this takes ages to screw up. The converter is, yeah, the standard Duke converter, just the same one as on the cheaper pens. So this pen is 95 euros more expensive than the normal pens, and it has the same converter, and the build quality is, well, it's okay, but it's not perfect. I mean, the material is good and the threads are good, and it feels nice, but it's not polished as well as it could be. Okay, most important, of course, is the nib. Let's try that with a loop again. This looks like a German nib, if you ask me. You can see this one isn't polished either. Let's see if that was just dust. Okay, but it's quite okay. White gold and yellow gold. The white gold, well, is rather thin. You can't see it as well as I thought you would. It says 14K. It doesn't say 580 like most other Duke gold nibs, which is a bit disappointing. No, I don't really care. The feed is standardish. Yeah, it'll do. But the nib is nice. The nib looks nice. I like it. Okay. So here it is, together with some flies attracted by the light. The pen, well, it feels good. It feels really good. My fingers on the step down here and on the threads, but they are very, very soft. I can hardly feel it. Let me get some ink. Should have done that. I have too many inks. I can't get them out easily anymore of the drawer they're in. Alright. This is Waterman Florida Blue because it is very well behaved and has a nice color. And it has some sheen actually. Believe it or not, it does have some sheen. It takes really ages to screw the barrel apart. Okay. The piston is not 100% smooth. You know, the piston of the converter doesn't really matter. Okay, there's only, of course, this happens the first time you ink something up. The converter is not completely full. I don't care. I just want to do a writing sample. So a bit of ink is good enough for me. Well, I wonder, should I position the camera differently for the writing sample or just go ahead? Well, I think I'll just go ahead. If it doesn't work, I can reposition later. Okay, let's write something. This is a, what's the name of the model? 379. This is a wow. Wow. This is completely 100% smooth. This is really, really, really smooth. This is really, really wet. Maybe a bit too wet for my taste. But really, really smooth. Okay, wetness when we're at it. Okay, this is ridiculous. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, this is seriously wet. This was my fault. This is so excessively smooth, it's unbelievable. I'm really, really, really surprised, and I'm really happy at the moment, really. Okay, let's try some line. Oh my god. I can tell you this is my fault. My Pelikan 400 nibs, for example, they can't keep up with that. And this is quite some serious line variation. This is, and it feels very natural. I need very, very little pressure to get this line variation. Very little pressure. This, wow, this feels fantastic. This is excellent. This makes up for the pen not being polished and anything. I'm not a fast writer, so let's just do... No way, this pen will never, 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 never skip. Just look at how wet this is. Fantastic. This is extremely pretty. This is very, very smooth. This is flexible. I mean, you know, it has... This nib is soft. It has some... Wow. Can you see that? Let me try to zoom a little bit in. Okay, I think that as much as possible. No, I think you can't see that, but the tines open up really, really beautifully, and they spring back immediately. This is a soft nib. I'm amazed. This is... Oh god, this... I don't know what to do. Wow. Was that my fault? I hope that was my fault. Alright, I'm not kidding. This is pretty much this is one of the best nibs I have. It is smoother than my 18 karat Sonnet. It is smoother than the Pelikan 400s. It is as smooth as the Vanishing Point nibs I have. The Vanishing Point nibs are really great too. But this one offers more, of course, a lot more line variation than the Vanishing Point nibs. It is a very, very, very wet nib, but actually you can write with this. I mean, if you write a page, when you reach the end of the page, pretty much most of what you've written first will be dry. So it is okay. Fantastic, fantastic, really fantastic. I love this nib. I'm really happy I bought this pen. I'm happy I spent those $150. I don't know any other pen in this price range with a nib as good as this one. Okay, I obviously haven't tried them all, and maybe there are some I haven't ever held in my hands that are as good, but this is really, this is pretty much as good as it gets. I've written with a Pelikan M1000 a couple of weeks ago, and I fell in love with this pen. The M1000 nib and this one feel very similar. This is, of course, the M1000 I tried. It was thinner, but really, this is high. Great, I'm happy. Okay, I'm gonna stop babbling. Gonna stop this video. Guys, ladies, if you want a good nib, well, this has been the surprise of my fountain pen life. And this is definitely my recommendation. Fantastic pen. Really fantastic pen. Okay, well, I'm gonna end this video and go on writing for a bit. Bye-bye.